Okay, it is 8M2 lesson 14, more on the angles of a triangle. Today, we're going to learn pretty much one key thing. And the essence of what we're going to learn is it's going to require you to know some vocabulary words, exterior angles, and remote interior angles. We'll cover that first, but the whole idea of this lesson is understanding why the sum of the two remote interior angles, if you add the angle measures together, it is the same result, the same sum, the same number as the exterior angle. Okay, so let's jump right in and understand what I'm talking about with these terms. And again, this is the whole key to the lesson. This is what the whole 30 minutes, the whole hour you spend in class, this is what it's all about. But the first thing we want to do is we want to talk about an exterior angle. And so the way that you create an exterior angle on a triangle is you're simply going to take any side and you're just going to extend it like this. So we've basically taken a triangle. We have now notice we have three angles in this triangle. Let me go to a different color. Let's go to red, and we're just going to label these angles. So we have angle A, and angle B, and angle C. Now we have this other angle that we've just created. Can you see this extra angle? Let's label this out here. We're going to label this point D, and we have this other angle. And we remember from our earlier lesson that these three angles here are called interior angles. Interior angles. Because they're inside the triangle. And the rule is that the three interior angles add or the sum of the measure of three interior angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees. So that's what we learned. And in fact, we proved that in prior lessons. So, and now we know that these are the three interior angles, angle A, B, and angle, and if we call this angle C here, we'll call this one angle, angle A, angle B. This is angle ACB. Because angle C is being a vertex, we have two angles. We have the interior angles are, again, angle A, angle B, because those are unique, and then angle ACB. And these are our interior angles. Now we have this angle here, and so what do you think? If these are called interior angles, this is called an exterior angle. And an exterior angle is formed when you extend the side of a triangle. And really, it's not just this side, it's any side, because we could have also, watch this, we could have extended this side. And if we'd extended this side AC, we'd have this other, exterior angle over here. But let's get rid of that to not confuse things. So now we've given two of our definitions. We've had interior angles. These interior angles we defined before, but an exterior angle is a new word. And that's two words. I kind of ran them together, but it looks more like exterior space angle. We'll just, make it really clear. Exterior angle. Now, the final key thing is the final key piece of terminology is called a remote interior angle. And a remote interior angle, there's two of them. For any exterior given an exterior angle. So you can only talk about remote interior angles if you have an exterior angle. So given an exterior angle, these are the two angles furthest from the exterior angle. Okay, so if this is our exterior angle, angle ACD, there's two angles of the three angles, which are the two that are the remote exterior, the remote interior angles, the ones that are furthest from this angle. It's not this one, it's angle A and angle B, because they are the farthest away. Another way to think about it is it's the two angles that do not form the linear pair with our exterior angle. So let's just do a quick test and make sure that you know what I'm talking about. And let's make a triangle. Okay. And let's now make another triangle. And let's label some angles here, and let's just make sure we understand this concept. So if this is angle 1, this is angle 2, and this is angle 3. And first of all, where is our, so here's my questions for you. And I want you to answer this question, and this is, we'll call this point A, B, C, and D. The question is where is our exterior angle? And then 2, if that's question 1, which two angles are our remote interior angles? So I want you to stop and think about that. And I will, so stop and think, make sure you have an opinion on this. Okay, now I assume that you've thought about this and you've identified where you think the remote exterior angle is, and the answer is right here. So angle ABD, angle ABD, this angle here is our remote exterior, or sorry, this is our exterior angle, angle ABD. That's our exterior angle. And if this is our exterior angle, then our remote interior angles are angle 2 and angle 3, or you call it angle D and angle C, or either one of those. These are our remote interior because they are the farthest away from the interior angles that are farthest away from our exterior angle. Okay, so I assume you understand this pretty well. These are our key 3 pieces of information. You know, a reminder, and then two new definitions. And given that, we'll just put a happy cat. We've learned a little bit. Now let's move on. So the key here, and the whole key to today's lesson, and let me just summarize it. Let's just summarize the whole key, the key to today's lesson is that the measure of an exterior angle in a triangle, let's call this, equals the sum of the measures of the two remote interior angles. Okay, and this is the whole key to today's lesson. So let's prove it. Let's prove it. And the two things we're gonna need two pieces of information to prove it. One is that a linear pair of angles, the measure, the sum, let's just write this better. The sum of the measures of a linear pair, the sum is 180 degrees, right? If we take a line and we take two angles, angle 1 and angle 2, the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees, right? Because a line is 180, and then 1 plus 2 all the way around is 180 degrees. So that's the first piece of knowledge that we need to know. And two, that the sum of interior angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees, right? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 180 degrees. That's all we need to know to prove that the exterior angle, angle 4, so what we want to show is that the measure of angle 4 is equal to the sum of the measure of the two interior angles. These are our two interior angles, so it must mean the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 4. And that's not obvious. It's not obvious that this plus this should equal that. But let's look at why this is true. Well, let's write it out. Let's write out these first two rules and see if we can make heads or tails of how we can go about proving it. So let's write this down. Angle 1 plus, we'll use rule 2 first, plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180 degrees. Well, that's our triangle rule. This is rule number 2. Rule 2. Rule 1 says that angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 180 degrees. Why? Because they form a linear pair. Now, I encourage you, if you're a deep thinker, to think about what we can do next to prove what we're going about proving, that angle 1 plus measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 4. And really, these should say like the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equals, these should have measures in front, but I don't write those in because it gets cumbersome. So let's combine these. Now, I assume you've thought about it, or if you're confused or you don't quite get it, I'm just going to use substitution. I'm going to say, well, if this is 180 and this is 180, then they must both be equal to each other. So let's write that out. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals angle 3 plus angle 4, and that's by substitution. Now what we're going to do is we're simply going to use our algebra and do some subtraction. We're going to subtract angle 3, the measure of angle 3 from both sides, and we get angle 1 plus angle 2 equals a measure of angle 4. And we can put our measures back in. And that's true by, subtraction. Property of equality. So we've proved it. We said now we know things like, let's just put some numbers in here because we have it so neatly set up. Let's put some numbers in. Let's say that this angle measures, 60, and this measures 90. Well, we know then, if A is 60 and B is 90, that the measure of angle 4 must equal the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2. So measure of angle 4 must be 150. And then, if that's 150, then angle 3 must be 30. Because 30 plus 150 is 180. I could have also used the triangle rule. 60 plus 90 is 150, and I have 30 degrees left to make it to 180. Pretty cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on. We're going to move on to homework help. So we're going to look at problems like number 4, and then number 3, and we're going to call it good. So look here. So I have this triangle that looks like this with an extended side. Now my question is you know, what does angle, what is measure of angle X? Well, I can use my rule. My two remote interior angles equals the measure of my exterior angle. So angle X must equal 35 plus 45. So that must equal 80. So X must equal 80 degrees. I didn't give you time to, happy cat. I didn't remind you to stop, pause, and try it. And I'll do that on this next problem. And not all problems are set up so nicely as this one. So let's do one more. So let's look at this one. Okay, now I encourage you to use your relationships to try and solve this one, which is like number 3 in your homework set. Okay, well here we got our exterior angle. So now pause and try. Pause, try. Okay, now I assume you're back. I assume you've paused it and you've tried it. Now let's remember that our exterior angle is equal to, you know, our interior angle 1 plus interior angle 2. So our exterior angle here is 100, and that equals exterior angle 1 could be X, and our other one is 40. So now if we subtract 40 and we subtract 40, we get X equals 60 degrees. Okay. Let me just do another one that you might see. There's one like this on the homework, I know. So let's set this one up. And this is kind of a trick question. And they have it lined up like this. If they go like this is, you know, 110. This angle is 110 degrees. And this one is 45. And then they say, what is angle X? There's one like this on the homework. So what is angle X? What is measure of angle X? Okay, so try this, pause and try. Pause, pause, plus try. Okay, now I assume that you're back. I assume you're back. And now the key here is you don't have the measure of the other interior angle. So you're not going to use this rule. This is kind of a trick. Here you can simply look, what do we see? Oh wow, I have a linear pair right here. So we know that 110 plus X equals 180. We don't need to know this. It's extra information, unneeded. 110 plus X must equal 180. So if we subtract 110 and we subtract 110, we get X equals 70, and we are done. And we are done. Happy cat, spin them around. And that's today's lesson. This is the whole key to today's lesson. It's all about exterior angles equaling the sum of the two remote interior angles. And if you got that, you got the lesson. Give yourself a happy cat on the back, and we will come back and learn. Tomorrow, we're going to start looking at some Pythagorean theorem stuff. It's pretty cool. You've learned most of the lesson. Everything for 8M2, oh, look at my hair, what a mess. 8M2, you've learned it, except the Pythagorean theorem, which we hit on last year in 7th grade. And you're going to need to know that. And it's pretty straightforward, and we're going to show a quick proof of that. That's what lesson 15 is going to be about. Hopefully you can handle it. It's fun. I love proving the Pythagorean theorem, and it's a neat proof. Again, something your parents probably don't know how to do. Maybe one of your parents out there knows how to do it. Give your parent a pat on the back. Maybe they can show you how to do it before I show you how to do it. But it's been fun teaching you this part of the lesson, 8M2, angles, triangles, and then we're just going to keep moving on. We're going to keep knocking out Common Core, Eureka Math, 8th grade math, gets you ready for high school. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Please remember to comment, like the video, comment, follow me, subscribe, ask me questions. I got some great questions from the other day. Updated one of my lessons. It was a little bit confusing. A student asked me a question about the 3 properties of transformations, and I answered those in line on the comment section. Hopefully that was helpful to you, and we'll see you next time.